I've been writing Hyprland for about 4 years now and have had my fair share of ups and downs. I've rage quit Hyprland, switched to GNOME, and then went back to Hyprland, and I ended up sticking with it. And it's precisely because I stuck with it that I'm now able to make theme switchers like this one right over here, and wallpaper switchers like this one right over here. Not to mention waybar layout switchers like the one that I have right over here. All of this wouldn't be possible if I just hadn't stuck with it. And in this video, I'll show you the exact method that I would use if I were to make a theme switcher starting completely from scratch. Now, the first thing that you're going to want to do is to list out the themes that you want to set up, okay? So list your desired themes. You might just start out with 3 for now and then expand later on, okay? The reason why you want to do that is so that you can establish a proof of concept. So you actually want to make sure that it works with less themes so that if needed, you can scale it later on. So if in case you needed any examples or any ideas for themes, as you can see, there's a bunch right over here. You can pick whichever one you want. This is Capuchin, e-ink. E-ink looks a lot like e-ink, but yeah. You have Everforest, Graph you have so many, okay? You can pick whichever one you want from here. If you wanted me to suggest you something, then just go with Nord, Graph and Everforest for now, okay? Start with these 3 and then you can expand later on whenever you have, actually made sure that these 3 themes actually work with whatever config that we're going to do. Okay, the second thing you want to do is decide where the themes directory is actually going to live. So I have mine inside of config color schemes. Okay, this is the directory that actually makes all of the theme switching stuff possible. This is where the theme switching script actually lives. This is the rofi launcher script and the wallpaper selector script as well. This is what makes all of it possible. And then of course, all of the actual config files are located inside of each of these individual folders. Now you have to decide where exactly your directory is going to live. You can either put it inside of .config, that would actually make lots of sense, or if you wanted to, you could place it inside of something like .local share. So something like .local share. Rofi is already here in .local share for me personally. That's where I've kept my Rofi config. And if you want, you can put this inside of .local share. But just trust me, just do the exact same thing that I've done and put it inside of .config / whatever directory you want to call it. You might call it color schemes, you might call it themes, you might call it something completely different. Whatever name that you come up with, just keep that in mind because we're going to need it and use it later on. Okay, now the next thing you want to do is decide what apps you're actually going to theme. So to make sure that everything actually works out at first, I would go with the apps that are most visible and most interacted with. The first thing, of course, that would be Hyprland itself. So the colors that you would most likely modify when it comes to Hyprland would be your window borders. Okay, that would be your window borders and your shadow colors, and that's pretty much it. As for the rounding, that's something that you would set separately, or if you wanted to, you can even make that theme dependent. So let's say some themes, maybe something like Noir, because it's more professional, it doesn't have as many rounded corners. If you wanted, you could do something like that, or you could just set the rounded corners, for example, to be one static value no matter what theme that you pick, and then have the shadow colors and the border colors, whether they be active or inactive, to change depending on what theme is currently selected. You can do it that way. Okay, so that would be the first thing, Hyprland. The next thing would be your terminal. So I'm using Kitty right over here, okay? And so because of that, Kitty is going to be the terminal that I'm going to be using. If you're using Foot, okay, this is what Foot looks like. If you're using Foot, you can just use that as your terminal and then make sure to theme that. Then the next thing would be your app launcher. So this is what my app launcher looks like right now because it's already themed. This is theming that's made possible by Rofi. Okay, Rofi is the name of the app launcher, along with the selector for the themes, as well as the wallpapers, and as well as the layout switcher right over here. Okay, then as for the last thing we're going to be doing, that's going to be the waybar, or status bar. So status bar, that's also going to be themed. Okay, now choose these 4 apps for now. If you want to theme anything else later on, like Discord or Spotify or any other app, you can do so, but first, make sure to set up a proof of concept with these 4 apps. Now, as for the GTK theme, that's also something that you can set up later on, and that's something I won't be showing you here because I'm giving it to you as an assignment to figure out how you can set up your GTK theme. But if I were to give you a little hint to really keep you sane until then, just pick a GTK theme that's dark and has a dark background so that it wouldn't look odd no matter what sort of color scheme that you pick. So for example, let's say I picked a theme like graphite.compact. And even if I chose something with absurdly bright and vibrant colors like anime or even Horizon, okay, if I kept my GTK theme to something that was completely black, it wouldn't matter at all because it just looked like something that would fit right in no matter what theme that you'd use. So to keep you, sane and keep your setup actually looking good, by the time you figure out how to do the GTK theme thing, just make sure to go with a dark GTK theme, okay? That would be my suggestion for you. So that's all the apps that we're going to theme: Hyprland, Kitty, Rofi, and waybar. Great. Now, the next thing that you're going to want to do is actually create folders for your themes inside of the main directory. So I already have mine inside of config color schemes, okay? But in order to show you what this looks like from scratch, I'll make a new one, okay? I'll make one inside my playground. So playground, I'll call it color schemes with a hyphen. Color schemes. Okay, so let's go inside of here. And what you're supposed to do here is basically just make directories for your themes. So that would be mkdir. You can make multiple directories in one command using this. So nord and everforest as well as graph.box. Pretty sure this is the syntax. Okay, no, it does not seem to be the syntax. Never mind. We'll just make the directories individually. So nord, everforest, and graph.box. Okay, so here we have 3 directories. Awesome. Now, inside of those directories, you're going to want to create folders for the apps that you're actually going to theme. So this one would be best illustrated if I showed you inside of a file manager. So let's do that. We'll pick Nautilus. So let's open Nautilus right here. There you go. Now, inside of Everforest, you want to create a new folder, Hyper. That's going to be for your Hyprland. Then after Hyper, you're going to do one for Kitty. Okay. Then after Kitty, you're going to do one for, which one was that? Waybar. And after waybar, lastly, you want to do one for rofi as well. So you have these 4 folders. I want to copy this and paste it inside of the other directories as well. Okay, now you have these 4 directories in all of these 3 directories. Okay, great. Now, here is the part where I explain you how actually the theme switcher works. So let's take Hyprland's theme, for example, okay? Now, let me show it to you inside of this thing. So it's just Thunar, not Thunar, but Nautilus config color schemes &disown. This &disown command, by the way, is just going to detach this Nautilus program from the terminal, so that even if I close the program, okay, even if I close the terminal, the file manager isn't going to get destroyed. So let me show you how that works in action. So I get my prompt back so I can type stuff, and not just that, but I can quit this as well without the program that I've run from the terminal dying. So that's perfect. Now, the currently selected theme is anime, so let me show you how exactly it's supposed to work. So inside of the anime folder, right here, we have all of the different folders. Basically, that's something that's very reminiscent of, let's say, Everforest, right? Oops. Everforest right here, Hyper, okay? Now, inside of Hyper, we have a colors.conf file. Let's open this colors.conf file, and inside here, we find a custom/anime.conf, okay? Now, what's actually happening over here is colors.conf is importing, this colors.conf file is importing the file that has the colors of the currently selected theme. So this means that if we want to change the theme, all we need to do is replace the current colors.conf file that's inside of config hypercolors. Okay, we need to replace this file with the file that has the colors of the desired theme. That's it. Very simple. Now, if I were to show you the main Hyprland config and what that looks like, it would look a little something like this. So inside config hyper, don't worry about this modularity stuff, okay? It's basically just taking hyprland.conf file and then splitting it into different files. That's something that I explain inside of hyperctl, which is the program. That's the first link in the description. There, I also teach you exactly how to do this step by step, and I show you how to make this theme switcher with diagrams and everything. So if you want to learn how that works, you can click the first link and check it out. Now, inside config hyprland.conf, this is what's going on. So the colors are being sourced like so. So inside config colors.conf, okay, is going to be this file right over here. Okay, now, if you have understood what it means, then basically you will know that all you need to do is just replace this colors.conf file and then maybe change it to something like everforest.conf. Okay, and what that would mean is that the currently selected file would be Everforest, and so the colors of the borders as well as the shadows and everything else would be Everforest. That's it. That's how simple it is to actually get done. Now, if I were to show you the structure inside of a file manager, it would look a little something like this. So let's go to config hyper and let's just open Nautilus. Okay, I can actually quit it. Okay, now inside of colors folder right here inside of the main Hyprland config, If I open that, there's a custom. This custom file includes .conf files for all of the different themes over here. If I show you what one of them looks like, this is what they look like, okay? Now, the anime color scheme that I have currently selected is a custom theme that I made. It's a fusion of Cappuccino Mocha and Tokyo Night. It's called Komodebi, which basically means sunlight filtering through leaves. Now, this is what the color format is supposed to look like, or rather, this is what mine looks like, so you can change it if you want to, depending on however you want it to look like for your setup. So for the backgrounds, we have BG0 to BG4, and for the other colors, they're just the names of the colors themselves. And if I show it to you for other configs, let's say I pick something like Everforest, this is what it looks like. Now, you actually need to keep this as a standard because you're going to be importing one of these files. And if the name that you use inside of your file, okay, inside of any of your hyprland config files differs from the name that's in here, it's not going to work. So you need to make sure that you decide on a set standard format for these .conf files and for the other files that we're also going to be implementing. Okay, so again, once again, this is how it's supposed to work. Now, what the script does is it checks the current theme. Okay, current theme, it keeps track of the current theme, and it also keeps track of the desired theme. Now, what it's going to do is the current colors.conf file has custom/anime.conf. Let's say I switch the theme to something like Everforest. Okay, as soon as I switch the theme to Everforest, what's going to happen is the script is going to find Everforest hyper_colors.conf. Okay, it's going to get this file. It's going to copy it over to config hypercolors. And when it does that, of course, what happens is colors.conf is overwritten with custom everforest.conf, which is what gives you the border colors that you're seeing right over here. Now, Nautilus doesn't update its colors because it's a GTK4 app, and you're going to have to close and reopen the app in order for the change in color to take place. But that is a separate thing. Okay, that's something that you will have to deal with on your own. It's actually very simple to deal with. You just have to close and reopen the app, but that's it. So that is how it works. And that's how it works for pretty much every single app. Let's say I picked a different app to show you, okay, inside of anime itself. Let's go with something like waybar. So waybar has a colors.css. Let's go to config waybar right here. And inside of here, there's also a colors folder. Inside the colors folder, there's a colors.css. So right now, the currently selected theme is going to be anime.css, which is why we're importing custom anime.css. Let's say I change the theme to something like Grovbox, okay? Now what's going to happen is the script is going to find Grovbox, your waybar, colors.css, which obviously contains custom/grovbox.css. So it's going to take this, it's going to copy it over to config waybar colors.css. So once it copies that over, what you're going to find is custom grovbox.css. And then the script does the reloading, of course, which is when you see the colors of the waybar actually change. And inside of custom, this is what all of the different CSS files look like. Let's switch back to the anime theme. And inside of anime.css, this is what the colors look like. It's basically the exact same colors from BG0 to BG4, FG to pink, gray 0 to gray 2. And all we're doing is just changing the syntax for defining a variable, because in CSS, it's define color. Whereas in Hyprland's, config, it's basically just a $sign to define a variable, something that I'm pretty sure is the exact same as in PHP. And that's it. That is how you set it up for Hyprland as well as waybar. You just have to do that, okay, for the other things as well. Now this, I haven't actually explained how the script is supposed to look like, which I will do in just a second, but make sure to set up this kind of directory structure for waybar, Hyprland, Kitty, as well as rofi, okay? So inside of config color schemes, you have this structure. You have this sort of structure. Inside waybar, you have a colors.css, and inside of your main waybar config, you have a colors folder. Inside that colors folder, your custom and colors.css. Make sure to set up this directory structure for the 4 apps that we previously talked about. Now, what is this? Okay, what was that? Okay, that was Nautilus, seems like. Okay, anyway, great. And also, if you want help with setting up this theme switcher, okay, along with actually explaining it even further with diagrams and why actually you're supposed to set things up, the actual principles that goes behind making a theme switcher like this one, that is exactly what I explain inside of HyperAccelerator. So inside of this module that's called theme switchers, which is over 2 hours long, it took me over a week to make, I covered what theme switchers actually are, the different kinds, how to set up wallpaper-based theme switching, so I can choose any wallpaper I want, whether it be green, blue, black, red, and then have the colors be extracted from that wallpaper and then paste it onto the setup, or something more like custom theme switching, which is what we have done right over here. All of this I explain with the code that looks a little something like this. So I go through the code line by line. I also write the code along with you so that you're not lost. It's not a dotfiles thing where you just copy dotfiles and then hope that it works. It's a training program thing where basically all you're doing is just following along as I type a bunch of code. This way, you actually understand everything that's going on in your setup, and you're not left to go and beg the maintainer for a fix for something that you broke, not their problem. So if you want to avoid all of that, avoid the dotfiles crap, and avoid having to go and beg maintainers for help, okay, you can go ahead, click the first link in the description right now, and check out hyprctl. This module especially is going to be worth the entire thing, if I had to tell you. So if you want that, you can click the first link in the description and check it out. Now for the theme switching script. So because I actually deal with lots of principles on this channel, and I don't actually just give you the script and ask you to figure it out on your own, here is me teaching you the principles for the script as well, okay? The essence of the script's function is that it copies over the file that's importing the actual file that has the colors for any specific app. That's it. So let me show you that with the thing again, with the file manager. So Nautilus config color schemes. Okay, we'll open that. And okay, no, seems like if I close this, it's going to die. So ampersand is on. Okay. Then we also want one that's inside of config hyper colors. Perfect. Okay, now that we have this again, awesome. So let's go into anime hyper. What the script is doing is basically copying this file that's inside of this directory into this directory, which is config hyper colors. That's it. That's the main essence of what the script is doing. So for hyper, it's copying over the colors.conf file inside config color schemes anime hyper. So it's taking this thing and then dragging it over here, which is basically copying it. It's copying it over to config hyper colors. That's it. And you're going to repeat that for all of the other apps. That's the essence of the script. That's all that needs to be done. And here's a pro tip for writing the script, okay? You store the first argument provided to the script as the theme, and then you compute the theme directory from that, which means you will make dealing with copying things much, much easier. So if I were to show you what the theme switcher script actually looks like, that would be something like this. So config color schemes, let's say apply theme.sh, you're going to pass in a argument. Let's say I wanted to switch to horizon. Okay. And once I do that, this is what the logs actually look like, by the way. Here it applies the Spotify theme, hyperland configuration, waybar, wallpaper, GTK, kitty, foot. So there's basically a lot of stuff that I've themed, and this is going to apply the theme for every single one. That's it. And if I were to show you a sneak peek of what the script looks like, that would be a little something like this. Ta-da! This is what the script looks like. It looks a lot complicated than it is, but all you're doing is essentially the same function that I explained, but with a little more syntactic flair that is going to manifest in the form of these log messages. That's pretty much it. And if you want help with writing scripts like this one, along with making a custom theme switcher like this one, along with a wallpaper switcher, and everything that goes into making a setup as beautiful as this, you can go ahead, click the first link in the description, and check out hyprctl. It's exactly the program that I built to help you out with this. And if you found this video helpful so far, and you finally just want that last step, you want somebody to hold your hand and guide you through the entire step-by-step process, that is exactly what hyprctl is for. So if you want, you can click the first link in the description and check out the program. So in summary, we started with deciding on what themes we wanted, what apps we wanted to theme, and what actually to do in order to get it all up and running. If you liked the video, hit like. If you loved it and want to see more like this in your feed, hit subscribe, and I will see you next time. Stay rising. Mwah.